Hello, I'm Jessica Mills and I'm here with LIV ethics lawyer Michael Dolan. So Michael, what are some of the most common reasons that lawyers call the ethics advice line?
That's a really interesting question, Jess, and thanks very much for asking it. The most common reason of all is practitioners calling about conflict of interest. I mean, only today I've done 5 calls on conflict of interest, and that's a light day.
Okay, so you've raised conflict of interest. What are some of the main challenges that practitioners need to be aware of?
They need to be very careful of conflict of interest, and we have 3 kinds of conflicts. We have conflicts against a former client, we have concurrent client conflicts, and conflicts between a solicitor's own interests and those of the solicitor's client. So there are 3 critical areas, and they need to really ask themselves, am I getting into a conflict area, and is this a matter in which I need to call up the LIV and get some advice about?
Michael, can you tell me a bit about the LIV's Living Ethics Seminar Series?
Thanks very much for the question, Jess. Yes, this is the 2nd year in which we've been running the Living Ethics Seminar Series, and this is free to LIV members as part of their membership. Now, in those seminars, what we do is explore in a collegial way a number of typical ethics scenarios that we're hearing about over the ethics advice line. And an interesting one that came up recently was a family law matter in which a husband had illegally hacked into his wife's email account and got some incriminating evidence, and he provided the evidence to the lawyer and said, I want you to use this and put in an affidavit. The problem for the lawyer was, can I use this information? And under our rules and a recent decision of the High Court of Australia, the answer is a very clear no.
So you've mentioned that practitioners can call the LIV. What exactly is the LIV doing to help practitioners?
Well, we operate a confidential ethics advice line where we speak to practitioners every day of the week. We take more than 80 calls a week. Sometimes they can be more than 100 calls a week. Some calls are 5 minutes, some calls can be half an hour, 3/4 of an hour. Often practitioners will call us up and simply want external validation of the view that they've already formed. On other occasions it can be quite a lengthy conversation because they're very confused, they're not sure where they should go, and we need to work that through with them and come up with a mutually acceptable solution.
If practitioners wish to contact the LIV Ethics Advice Line, they can do so by calling 9607 9336 or by emailing ethics@liv.asn.au. There's also a whole suite of resources on the LIV website, so be sure to check that out at www.liv.asn.au. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Jess.